Good morning and welcome to our show today. Happy Jamhuri Day, happy Independence Day. It's a day to be grateful. It's a day we celebrate our freedom. And as a Titans, we don't take freedom for granted, because one of the freedoms we enjoy is the freedom of expression. And that's why we have this platform to be able to share. And we actually hope that during the time, actually we've done 27 shows so far, and it's just amazing that we've gotten this far. And in the spirit of freedom, we hope that we have actually utilized our freedom of expression well, and we've been able to impact the lives of a few people in a positive way. So today's session, we are not going to have any guests, we are not going to share much, but we just want to talk to some of our audience, some of our fans, some of you who have always been tuning in to listen to what we have to share with you, just to see what the thoughts are, the feedback that you share with us, and if there are any areas of improvement, because we believe in the spirit of continuous improvement, then what is it that we can do? And also, coming to the end of the year, we need to plan for the following year. So what are some of the topics you'd like us to share on in the coming year? So I'll be calling some of our fans, for lack of a better word, just to hear what it is they have to share with us. So I'll start by calling Ken. I'm hoping Ken is close to his phone so that we get to hear what he has to say.
Hello, madam.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, actually utanipeleka kwa.
Don't worry. You are not ready. I'm fine.
Yeah, unajua jana nimeshughulikia this guy lost jana.
Oh, pole.
Watu wametoka jana wapeleke mwili Kitale, lakini wamekwama Nakuru toka jana usiku.
Wow.
Gari imekataa kwenda na ni hasa.
Wow, pole.
So najaribu tuone the wife walikuwa wameseparate na kupanda hiyo gari. Nashangaa kama ni hiyo kibukusi yetu ama.
Sorry, wacha basi nitakupigia baadaye.
Baadaye.
Okay, sawa, thanks.
Thanks, wacha nijipange.
Okay, sawa. Pole for that.
Yeah.
Sorry for that. Let me try the next person. Carol. Basically, today we just want to hear your feedback and see, are we making any impact or not? If we are, what can we continue doing? What can we bring in as a new concept? What areas do you want us to talk about? So let me hear from Carol. I'm hoping she will be in a position to speak. Hello. Good morning, Carol.
Good morning, Sue.
Yeah, you are live on Step Up Talk, and I'm just calling as per the message I had sent you.
Yes.
To see what feedback you can give us. Are you in a position to talk now?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. So I just wanted to know.
Yes.
Sorry. You being one of our top fans,
Yes.
I've actually seen your consistency in terms of listening to the shows. And I just wanted to hear your feedback in terms of what we are doing, what your feelings are in terms of what you're doing. Are we having any impact? Are there areas of improvement? And are there any other areas that you think we need to bring on board in terms of discussion?
Okay. Thank you. Personally, I've learned a lot.
Okay.
Yes, I've learned a lot. All the shows you've been bringing up, farming. I'm doing some small-scale farming here, thanks to you.
Oh, that's nice.
So I've learned a lot, actually. And you're doing a good job. I really appreciate.
Thank you.
I really appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
Especially during this Corona time. and the self-quarantine thing, then the corona has really changed the way we are thinking and even the way we are doing things. Now, you bringing up satellite phones has also helped to improve on how we can get our income, so that we can depend on one thing. So I've really learned a lot, and I really appreciate.
Wow, thank you. We appreciate that. We really appreciate that. We don't take it for granted. And then, always it's good to also leave room for constructive feedback. Do you think there is an area that we can improve on? Is there any area you think we need to improve on, or in your view, so far we are okay?
Okay.
Yes.
You're not bad. You're doing well. You're doing well.
Okay, sawa.
Yes,
so my final question, I've put you guys on the spot because I wanted that instant. You don't have to think about what you're going to say. There you give honest feedback. Now, my last question is, come next year, 2021, are there any areas you'd like us to focus more on or to bring in new topics?
Okay.
Yes.
Not sure of the topic yet, but I think focus on youth. Should I say youth or this?
Yes, actually.
Finished Form 4. They are just there. They don't know. They have not gone to college. They still not decided what to do. And you see, during that time, most of them will just be at home.
Yes.
So look for a topic that will engage them and maybe help them, mentor them.
Okay.
Yes.
So
that's the period, that's the age. This one's Form 4 leavers.
Yes.
Because that is the time when most youth, some of them get lost. Because they're not sure what to do.
Okay.
Yes.
Sawa. Thank you so much, Carol. We really appreciate you. And when we get to a point of giving awards, I'm sure you'll be one of the top contestants.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.
You too.
Okay. Wow, that is quite encouraging. She's actually started small-scale farming as a result of listening to our talk shows. That's something to be proud of. So let me call Elizabeth. I hope I'll catch her. Also to get her feedback on what we have been doing. Because today it's just appreciating what we have been doing. Hello, good morning, Elizabeth.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. This is Step Up Talk and you're live on the show.
Oh, sawa.
Are you in a position to talk for a few minutes? Okay, so I'm just calling to get your feedback. You are one of our consistent listeners, so I just wanted to hear your feedback about what we have been doing so far. Yes, and if there are any areas of improvement. Hello? If there are any areas of improvement and if there is something. Haunisikii vizuri? Hello? You can hear me now? Hello? Okay. Sorry about that. Technology challenges. We'll try it again. Just getting feedback from our audience just to see, are we on the right track? Are we making any impact on you as you listen? Hello? Hello, can you hear me now? Hello? Hello, are you able to hear me? Okay, I think I'll come back to her. Let me call somebody else. I'm not getting through to her. So that we get to see. And if you are listening in, you can also just give us your comments so that we get to know what your thoughts are and see how best to make this program beneficial to you. Because it's all about you. It's all about you. For us, we're just using the platform to be able to assist where we can. Okay. So if you're tuned in, you can just write your comment. We'll read it Kipkoech, I've seen your comment. I'll read it later. Hello. Hi, Austin.
Hi.
This is Anne. I'm calling you from the Step Up Talk Show, and you are live on air. And I wanted just to have feedback from you, being one of the pioneers in terms of the thought process. Because I remember we engaged you and some youth just to get a feel of what it is we can handle. And I appreciate you have been with us throughout this journey. So I just wanted to hear what your feedback is. Are we doing what you thought we should do? Are we on track? Are there things that are not working well? And what other things should we cover?
Currently, I could say that we are doing good. And I think we also, if we're doing good, also we are attracting more people. Because I've seen we have increased with the number of likes that we are getting and the views. So that means there's a positive increase in the program. And something else that I would just like you guys to add was maybe you look for someone who is maybe an inventor or something.
Yes.
Who should maybe empower the youths and show them what they can do. Maybe show them that they can do something more about their lives or something like that.
Okay, so if I'm getting you right, you're talking about bringing people who have innovations, so that they can share their innovations and encourage other youth to think through in terms of innovations.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you.
It's also I've seen I think I shared with you, and that guy actually makes a living out of that, and I think he's doing well.
The Wi-Fi guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can plan for him to come in next year, because the year is coming to an end, and I think we are going to have our last show next week, so we can plan for him to come in next year, God willing. Okay. And do you think there are any areas of improvement as per your thinking?
I'm thinking. I think you have been able to maybe catch more youths in this program. About you guys are using a lot of English.
Yes.
So Nimona, you've tried adjusting Kiswahili sometimes, so
yes.
It's a good improvement. Sio kila mtu anaelewa ilikuja na meli.
Okay. Ilikuja na meli na si kila mtu alikuwa kwa hiyo meli. Okay.
So that's an improvement. Alafu, you guys also bringing young people into this program, like you brought Zeffy and some others here, some DJs.
Yes.
So inaleta attention yetu kama youth, and also pia tutakuwa more attracted to that. We share, we do that, and unaona pia inaleta to move up or increase, positive.
Okay. Thank you so much, Austin. I appreciate and I really appreciate, because you are one of the thinking persons behind this program. And I appreciate you linking us to the youth and continuously engaging us to make sure that we align the program to the youth. So please keep doing that. Mali unaona tunakosea, we align it to the original audience. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Yes. So as I wait, thanks a lot, Austin. And that is one of the youths who came up with the request that we hold this session so that we are able to empower the youth. And I'm glad he's actually held the fort and ensured that we are working together. So before I call the next person, I have Kipkoech Koril, and he said, Happy Independence Day, and thanks for the knowledge you've been passing to us. Thanks a lot, Korir, and we hope to continuously pass information that will actually add value to your life. At a personal level, at a career level, at a business level, we honestly hope that we can consistently add value to that. So let me call Elizabeth again and see if this time I get through to her. Oh. I don't seem to be catching her. Let me try Martin and see. You'll bear with me as I try calling the different people, just to make sure that we have feedback from cross-cutting areas. Youth, the adults, rural, urban setup, because apparently the intake is slightly different depending on the setup. There are some topics that are more relevant in the urban setup. There are others that are more relevant in the rural setup. So those are things that we are learning as we go along the way. And that is the feedback that will continuously help us to align the content accordingly. Okay. Martin is also not picking. Let me call Flora. I'm hoping I'll be able to catch her. Martin. Hello. Hi.
Happy Jamhuri.
Happy Jamhuri Day. How are you?
Fine, thank you, my dear.
Yes, I'm calling you live from the Step Up Talks. I need to warn you so you know you are live on air. So are you in a position to share with us some feedback about the program?
Yes, there is no problem.
Aha, thank you.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to find out, having listened to some of our shows, what your take is in terms of what we initially wanted to achieve in terms of passing information, in terms of sharing ideas that the youth can pick on and see how they can implement in their lives. In your personal opinion, what do you think, having done so many shows? Actually, we've done like 27 shows. I'm really happy about it.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes, what's your take?
I would say I really appreciate your taking up the opportunity to educate the youth and also to engage them so that you are able to actually know what is on the ground. I attended a few. I was not able to attend very many of them because of the timing.
I know, yeah.
But the few that I attended, especially the ones on youth entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial skills, small business innovations and growth, for me, those are giving the youth an opportunity to know that it is very, very possible to start up something to empower them, even with a little capital or no capital sometimes at all.
Yeah.
So it's not about having the capital at hand, but it's about having the idea.
Yes.
Yeah, so it actually empowers them and gives them the knowledge and the skills to be able to start up something, even after they get their education, get their knowledge they acquire from the colleges. They should not just lie waiting to be engaged.
True.
What is important is that they should use whatever skills they have and identify the gaps in society and actually take advantage and offer the society the service that is required. And in the long run, it actually benefits them in terms of their growth.
Wow, thank you. And you know, that is the challenge, not only for the youth, but many of us, we have ideas, but we leave them at the thought process. We never move to the next level of implementation.
True.
Yes, so I'm hoping that with time, as people continuously listen and engage, then we are going to move to the next step, which is taking action.
Yes.
Because that's when we'll be able to see results.
Yes.
Now, is there any feedback? I'm a believer in constructive criticism. Are there areas you think we need to improve? And if you have any possible solutions, if there are areas we need to improve on, then you can also share with us.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. I hope you have done it. My name is Flora.
Please do.
My name is Flora from Rift Valley Technical Training Institute.
Yes.
I am currently the principal administration, and I engage a lot with the youth.
Yes.
The gaps that maybe can be addressed.
Yes.
As the the coverage. I don't know how you assessed your coverage, because I think most youth on a Saturday morning, I don't know whether you're able to get most of them. So sometimes the timing is very important.
Yeah.
You're able to actually reach a big majority.
Yes.
And then follow through, so that in case there are any issues that were raised, before maybe you go into the previous, so that there is something that an individual can actually run through with. We all have different perspectives of life. We all have different opportunities.
Yes.
So once you pick one, then address that to the end, and follow through in terms of what did this person actually go and do with what you trained them with. So it's like in college, we create what you call an alumni. So when we get that, and you follow a student right to their base where they eventually settled,
yes,
then you can be sure your program will achieve.
Thank you very much. And I love the issue of follow through. And I think in the coming year, that's something that probably we should be deliberate about in terms of engaging.
Yes.
Because initially it was more for information, but I think for impact purposes, what you're talking about, the issue of follow through is very important.
Yes.
So we'll sit together as a committee and see how best to do that.
Okay.
Now, on the issue of timing, probably you can assist me here, because timing was a challenge for us. Because we were looking at the weekdays and we are like, no, they're in school, so we don't want to interfere with the school timetable. Would you have any preferred timing that might be appropriate to get the coverage that we are looking for?
Okay. Collins, you engaged a lot with Collins, and I was very happy with his interactions.
Yes.
And for me, I don't know whether he's a youth. To me, he looks more of a youth. And he should actually advise you on the timing.
Yes.
On a Saturday morning, these young people wake up, and they wake up at 9. Before they can even have breakfast, you'll find they are already on the program.
Yes.
So I think maybe around 12:02 would be very okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Sawa. This one will take under advisement. Of course, Collins is part of the committee, so we are going to actually sit and discuss this.
Yeah, really, Collins was very good.
Yes.
Of course, plus the whole team.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. So we will actually discuss this and see which one can be the most appropriate timing, because we have flexibility in terms of the time the show airs.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So now the last question, going forward, do you have anything in mind that you think we should focus more on in the coming year? Any areas that we should focus more on?
Really, many times, having gone through these challenges of COVID and the changing times, the new normals, it has been really tough. So going forward, other than just training them on skills and the like, I know you dealt with mental health.
Yes.
Briefly.
Yes.
It is very, very important that we stabilize before we even plan and say what next. So maybe the first phase of the year, depending on how the trends go, we stabilize and move on with the challenges that we are facing. So mental health is very, very important, so that people are able to really manage a situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, that's very critical, because of late the stories we are getting, they are not encouraging, and mental health has become quite an issue.
Yes.
Okay.
And what psychosocial support can be really available.
Yes.
And you can actually use that in your program.
Yes.
You keep interludes of those.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Flora. We really appreciate your feedback. And we'll continuously engage you. Sorry, you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to also really appreciate you, Anne, for having thought of reaching out to the youth and also to most of us, because really it's not about youth alone. Maybe for the purposes of your committee, as our leader in RVTI and has great insights on human resource management.
Thank you.
Which for me, we should all tap in.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Flora.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Have a lovely day.
Have a happy January day.
You too. Thank you. Wow, quite some feedback there from Flora. And I'm really happy that I was able to catch her. So we have 5 more minutes. Let me see if I can catch 1 or 2 more people in terms of feedback, because this is really constructive. The issue of mental health has come up. And this for me is important, because of late we are hearing a lot of cases of kids committing suicide, a lot of cases of depression, and this is all related to mental health. So as Flora has suggested, probably before we start the year, that's something that we need to look deep into and see how best we can share information to help in terms of mental health. So thank you so much. I'm not able to get this. Let me try somebody else in the interest of time. Wow. Yes, coverage, timing, I know that had been a challenge, so we will look at it again and see, do we still maintain the 10 a.m. or remove it to later in the day? So we will probably in the coming year, the timing might change once we sit and see how best to ensure wide coverage. Okay, I'm not getting my people. Let me try somebody else. Dorothy. But I think so far the feedback we have received is feedback that can assist us as we begin, and we'll continuously engage with our audience just to see what kind of things we need to implement, what we can improve on, what we need to focus on more. Wow. Okay, so let me try one last person. If I don't get them, then I'll have to bring the show to an end, because I had alerted them, but it seems they're not close to their phones. So let me try one more person just to see if I'll be lucky enough.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. Happy
Jamhuri Day.
Jamhuri Day.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I am calling you. You are live on the show.
Okay.
And I'm calling to get your feedback on what we have been doing so far.
Yes.
Are you in a position to talk?
Yeah, I am. I am in a position to talk.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm hoping you are somewhere safe enjoying your Jamhuri Day.
Yeah, true. I'm somewhere safe.
Okay.
Yes.
So I just wanted to get your input. We've been doing this since June, and we are coming to the close of the year. So we thought it would be a good time to do some monitoring and evaluation, just to see if we are getting it right. Or, you know, at times you think you are doing something, kumbe umetupa mbao.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so that's why today's session we thought would be important, just to get feedback from our audience. And I'm happy that you are taking time to share some feedback with us. So having listened to some of our shows, what is your feedback in line with what we have been sharing so far? What are your thoughts?
One is that what you have been sharing is quite relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And this is because you are addressing the real life issues.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are, for example, touching on issues to do with starting small scale business, the idea of generation of business ideas, then forex trading, you know, all those, the online marketing, the small businesses, the cereals, mushroom, and so on.
Yes.
All these very relevant businesses that the youth can be able to engage in today. and in the process they can be able to find themselves in self-employment. So one of the positives about the program is that it is actually addressing a need that exists in society, passing knowledge that can be able to help the youths as they build themselves. So whether you are talking about the life skills, building self-confidence and so on,
yes,
it is all relevant and it can be able to help the youths. I've also enjoyed the fact that it has been presented in an interactive way. And that has been a positive, where you try to even call people and get their views, That interaction is quite healthy. And also the idea of involvement of resource persons or the people who have actually started a business. It means you are then bringing in what we call authentic ideas, getting information from the right person, the resource person.
Yes.
So the type of information that they share can be quite good. It actually encourages the youth to know that at least somebody has started this form of business and it is working. And that is something that I've seen in the program that has been quite positive.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, now you've shared the positives. Are there any negatives areas that we need to improve on?
Basically, the issues that I want to talk about, coming from the background of our curriculum developer one, is to ask ourselves what is the end product that we want to see? What type of person do we want to produce out of this program?
Yes.
If I follow through the program, for example, for 6 months, what do you expect to see as the end product? So you begin to ask yourself, other than focusing more on knowledge, how are we going to bring in the skills, the attitudes, and the values that we want these persons who are following the program to be able to develop? So that is an area that you need to think about, so that we go beyond the knowledge, because now we are in a competence based society.
Yes.
We want to build competences in the target group that we have identified. So how shall we ensure that we are building developing these competences, so that in the end the youths are getting what we are calling those employability skills that we want them to be able to develop. Go beyond the knowledge, develop the skills, the attitudes, and even the values.
Okay.
So that would then take you to what we call relooking at the so-called curriculum that you may be using in making the presentations, to now think about sequence.
Sorry, to now think about?
Scoping the curriculum. In other words, how deep do we want to go? Like if this Saturday you talked about developing a business plan.
Yes.
It means for 1 hour you may not be able to exhaust the idea of planning.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you have next week and then after, and even be able to track people who have been following you to find out, can they move beyond what you have told them to try and develop an actual business plan, and even share with you.
Yes.
So that you are sure that it is not just the knowledge, but they are now getting skills and they are developing the positive attitude towards planning.
And you know the surprising thing, I just spoke to Flora. She's also in the academic sector, and she also talked about the follow through, just seeing the impact.
Yes. Because it is that follow through. You want to see whether the final person you want to produce is actually developing.
Yes.
So that's why following through becomes very important. And then you begin to think, you can also begin to think around having what we call thematic.
Yes. Yes.
So that there are themes that one to think about sequencing of the talks.
Yes.
What should follow what in which order.
Yes.
So that even if I'm listening to you for the first time this weekend, you can be able to also preempt and say, this will be followed by such and such, and I see the flow.
Yes.
And I see the need to follow through so that I reach a particular end, for example.
Yes.
So you can think about that. Think about that continuity in terms of the activities that the listeners can engage in long after the show is over.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Actually, that was the initial plan. I think when we came to the financial part, because of the different business ideas, it was tricky to predict what will come next week. Because you have to look for the guest, so you are not sure which guest you'll get. But I get what you are saying. It's just like in school, somebody wants to know what's coming next so that they can probably prepare more about it.
Yes.
Thank you very much. That is appreciated.
And then, of course, the issue of the timing of the program is also very important.
Yes.
So, in fact, you can be able to carry out a survey, and the youth will be able to tell you the ideal time. Yeah. If you did that, just sample, and they'll tell you the time that they find that they can be able to follow up this program.
Okay, fantastic. Coming up again, also Flora raised that the issue of timing. So we are going to look at it deeply. Yes.
Very important.
Okay. Thank you so much. And my final question to you is, come next year, because we are also now looking at what we can focus on next year. Are there any areas, because you've talked of CBET, the issue of competency-based education, which we will want to see how best to bring into our show. But now moving forward, is there anything apart from the feedback you've given us that you think we need to focus on?
I would wish we try to bring in more of the life skills that the youths require.
Yes.
Because the current challenge among the youths is the idea of shaping their attitude.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can be able to build a youth who is more positive oriented,
yes,
then we will be able to be creating a better country.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So if we can bring in concepts around mentorship, around coaching and supporting the youth in whatever ideas they are trying to follow through,
mm-hmm.
then I think it will add a lot of value.
Okay.
And just to structure it in a way that there is a way in which after a program has been presented,
mm-hmm.
there can be a way of following up to build the same idea, so that even if next week you are focusing on another topical area,
mm-hmm.
but in between there is some follow-up that is being carried out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. And I think I'll engage you more off the show.
Yes.
Once we've sat down and just reviewed what the feedback that has been shared today, I'll engage you more just to get a feel.
Okay, fine.
To help us in terms of the thought process, because the purpose is actually to positively impact. And if there's a better way of doing it, I mean, why not try it?
Yeah, we have to try.
Yes.
Yes.
So thanks a lot, Patrick. I really appreciate.
Thank you so much, Anne.
And do have a lovely Jamhuri Day.
Asante and Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas too. You are the first one to wish me.
Once Jamhuri comes, then Christmas must follow.
Oh yes. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, quite some feedback there. I know I'm past time, but one of the people who was to give feedback has been calling me. Let me see if I can catch them before I bring the show to an end. That is very, very good feedback. And we are hoping that what has been shared today, we are actually going to use it to better the show, because at the end of the day, there has to be impact on what you are doing. Hello.
Hello, Tamani.
Poa, naweza ongea na Doro, mwambie we are live on Step Up and I was to get her feedback. Or even you've been listening to the show, you can actually give us feedback.
Nile niko kwa njia na simu yake nilikuwa nimepeleka kwa nini, acha ni sitake yako liza yako simu yake ilikuwa inaharibika, sasa nilikuwa nimepelekea ndo maana nafikia.
Okay, ni bas kama hayuko karibu and you are not in a position, it's okay, because hata time yetu ilikuwa imeisha.
Waisha. Alikuwa nimempelekea simu kwa nini kwa kweli. Basi yake yako acha nipigie. Nione kama ana that position.
Okay, sawa. Okay, thanks. So there we have it. This I also have a missed call from her. Let me see if this time round she will pick it. Oh, there was feedback I had been given. Let me look for, there's feedback I had been given because one of the people couldn't come online. She has a cold, so she can't speak. Hello?
Hey.
You can hear me now?
Ongea nisikie.
Unanisikia saizi? We are still live.
Ya, nimetuma message umeona.
Oh, ndio nilikuwa naangalia. Unaongea maneno na discussing on.
I cannot hear you well, although
yes.
You have really made some of us to know so many things which you are not aware.
Aha.
It has improved us.
Okay.
And I wish you to continue with the same system so that many can benefit.
Okay.
Personally, it has really helped me.
Okay,
to improve in some areas which I didn't know.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you so much. Wish you well.
Thank you, and have a lovely Jamhuri Day.
Asante.
So just as I come to the end, there is feedback from Elizabeth, who's just called in. And what she was saying, let me just read it. If you can discuss also on how to handle or raise a disciplined family to avoid unnecessary pregnancies. I think this we had partially covered in sex and sexuality, so we can look at it furthermore in the coming year. And then issues of cookery. Oh yeah, our kids need to know how to cook, agriculture and Juakali businesses, those small scale businesses. So that's something that we look at in the coming year. And then the final feedback comes from Eunice. She has a cold, so she was not able to pick, but she has shared her feedback. It has been great watching the shows. I've been enjoying, especially the business part. People are determined in life. Starting a business with 500 shillings and turning it into an empire isn't easy. And this is what wakes up most people and say, hey, with the little I have, if I'm determined, I can make it in life. This is just one example of the many you have aired. You're doing a great job and I wish you all the best. And then she's just making fun. 500 shillings, not goats, 500 shillings. So the topics to discuss about in deep is things to do with relationships and matters to do with depression. And depression ties in with the mental health that Flora talked about. So thank you so much, Eunice and Elizabeth, for your feedback. And as we come to the end of the show, we really appreciate those who have shared feedback with us. And as you listen in, if you tune in much later, because again, we've been told about timing, which you're going to look into. So as you tune in, just share your feedback in the comments and let's see how we can improve this, because it's about you. And just as I've put there in the Ubuntu spirit, we are because you are. We don't live in isolation. It's a mutual relationship. So you help us, we help you, and collectively we become a better society. So thank you so much. We're going to consider the feedback, and probably in the coming year, there are going to be a few changes here and there just to align to the feedback that has been shared. And with that, we come to the end of the show today. I want to wish you a happy Jamhuri Day. But even as we celebrate, remember the social distancing, remember to wear your mask, remember to sanitize, because COVID is here. And the best you can do is to take personal responsibility. Next week, we will have our final show for the year, because we also want to take a break for Christmas. And we also want to surprise you with what we are planning for our final show of the year. So look out for it. We will be sharing a bit of information just before the day. So jienjoyini and stay safe at all times. Thank you so much.